to another episode of Bench Burner Sports. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We are talking about UFC Kansas City this week. It's going to be Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. We are super excited, excited to talk about it. Looking forward to watching it. Our boy Knuckles will be there, of course, being in Kansas City. So we're hyped for him to be able to go see some fights live. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Should be a fun one. Going to be a fun card. Really good names on there for a fight night. So we're stoked. Knuckles, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, man. I always say I'm super pumped for every card. Well, not always every card. This one, though, I am exceptionally pumped because I get to be there in person, obviously. It is not the main event that I bought tickets for, but honestly, I'm not going to complain because this one might be the better one. I don't know if the fight is going to be better than the one that was previously there, but we don't know. We don't know. Ian Machado Garry's saying he's going to finish him, embarrass him, this and that. Okay, let's see. So I'm excited, man. I'm just pumped because this is two dudes who are probably the best of the best at welterweight. I know Prates is only number 15, but I do think he's one of the top, probably 8 right now, like when it comes to skill value. And Ian Garry arguably might be like top 3 or 4. He's damn good. So it's a good fight again with two really highly touted contenders. Obviously, the rest of the card has some names in it that I personally like: Michelle Pereira, Ikram Aliskerov, Nicholas Dalby, David Onama. I kind of like the guy who's always in fun scraps. I just like his scraps. And then obviously Anthony Lionheart's missed retirement fight, so I'm looking forward. Actually, I'm not looking forward to that fight because we'll get into it. We'll get into it. But anyway, also Jimmy the Prick Flick is on this card. The Brick's in there, so hopefully I can run into him down there. And yeah, man, just good ass card off. Also, Chris Gutierrez was on the last Kansas City card. He's on this one again. Last Kansas City card, he fought Pedro Munoz. Good ass fight. Don't know why the crowd was booing. I was not one of those people booing because that fight was amazing. So don't count me.
I heard you started to booze.
Anyway, super excited, man. Super pumped. Ready for it. Also, maybe we'll get to see Chelsea Chandler run away from her opponent again. That'd be awesome. Anyway, Square, how are you doing, man? What do you think of this card, bro?
I'm doing good, and I'm really excited for this card. It's going to be a fun one. Kansas City, you lucky bastards, you get all the good fight nights, and Nashville is left with some shitty scraps. But yeah, looking forward to this one. And very intriguing main event. A lot of implications to the future of the division in that one. We'll talk about that. As for now, follow us on all of our social medias. X/Twitter is at bench_burner. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff at Bench Burner Sports. Drop a comment, whatever way you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about the card and what your picks are. If you agree with us on anything, disagree with us, let us know. And let's do this, boys.
All right, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll start with the main event. The first fight we're going to talk about is going to be Ian Machado Garry versus Carlos Prates. It's a good fight. They've both been in the UFC for a minute at this point. They're both probably still considered prospects, I'd say. Gary's 27, Prates is 31. 6'2" to 6'1" height advantage for Garry. And then weirdly enough, Carlos Prates has like a 3.5 inch reach advantage, I think. Yeah. 3.5 inches reach advantage. So some good stats there. I would say in this one, man, it's a good fight. I really am torn. Kind of been torn ever since they announced it because it is intriguing to say the least because we've seen Ian Garry fight top tier talent, come out on top, sometimes not come out on top in others. And then Carlos Prates has just been murdering people ever since he got to the UFC. What the fuck is he doing here?
One time. It's not
one time.
Sorry.
So others, like I said. Anyway.
Other.
Who says he comes out sometimes on top and then other he doesn't? No, nobody fucking says that.
If it's only one, you don't say others at all.
Okay. Anyways, Carlos Prates has pretty much killed everybody he's fought since he's gotten the UFC. The only thing there with him, this is his first, I would say, just big test, I would think, especially considering what we've seen him do. I get Neil Magny, he fought him, but, I mean, Neil Magny is Neil Magny at this point, unfortunately. This fucking guy.
I'm just saying. I'm just laughing at the remark.
It's fucking true.
Yeah.
Anyways,
unfortunately, he's him. Unfortunately, he exists.
Is what he is. He is what he is at this point, unfortunately. I mean, I love Neil Magny, but let's be honest, in the last few years, he has not been what we know Neil Magny to be.
Hey, man, he beat the shit out of Mike Malott. We'll give him that after getting his ass beat for the whole fight. But yeah.
Let's say clock's right, or broken clock's right twice a day.
Broke my cock twice today. Talk about a chicken, YouTube. Don't worry.
I'm not a drunk. Damn, I should have drank more.
Oh, yeah, we got to be. Yeah, I was going to say, we're trying to please the algorithm.
So, yeah, that being said, I think it's bound to be a good fight. Like I said, I'm still torn on it. I'm not super confident, but I do think Ian Garry is probably just going to present too much for Prates right now. I know Prates has hands, and Garry has proven that he can get touched. We saw what happened with Song Kanan. Got dropped in the first round, recovered well. But I think with Prates' fighting style, just the crazy shit he throws, I think Ian Garry is technical enough to be able to kind of get a read on it and just tag him from the outside. And I know Carlos Prates has like I said, a 3.5-inch reach advantage. But I still think Ian Garry's technical enough to get in there and get out quick enough. And honestly, like, speaking on that, I could see it being a somewhat boring fight. Like, I could see Prates trying to make it fun, but Garry just missing or getting missed, and then just tagging him with like a 1-2, then backing away, and then, repeat. So give me Ian Garry by a kind of probably, I don't know. I don't want to say disappointing decision. I don't like making that prediction, but I just kind of see it going down that way. Knuckles, what do you think?
Yeah, man. It has the potential to like set up for a really good Ian Machado Garry finish, realistically, but it also has a setup for a good Prates finish because Ian Garry fights off the back foot, where Prates fights very forward, pressure heavy. So a lot of what Ian likes to do is he does pressure, but he likes to let fighters come into him to where he can do that shit where he sticks and moves, and like you said, and I could see him trying to bait Carlos into a straight or a good hook. But then also I could see Carlos just putting the pressure on him and splitting the guard with like front kicks to the body, and also that really nasty straight right that he throws. Straight right. I think straight left because he's left-handed. My bad. But that straight left that he splits down the guard, I could see him breaking through that. And also he's somewhat elusive too when people throw back at him. And I mean, he just has really, really devastating power in his hands, his knees, his kicks. He doesn't throw a ton of kicks, but he likes to throw front kicks and knees and stuff. Just very good at that. And he's got obviously very skilled Muay Thai, so I could see him clenching it up and really making it dirty with Ian Garry. Originally when this fight was booked, kind of short notice, I was like, oh, Ian's going to take him down. But I don't know, because I didn't realize this, but Carlos is also perfect. What? He's laughing about something. Carlos is
not laughing at you, I promise. I'm laughing at Harper licking her paws, and he keeps looking over at her, and I see it in the camera just with the look.
Okay, you're good. But also, Carlos Prates is actually pretty proficient on the ground. I watched some of his old stuff. He's a fighting nerd. That's kind of like they train everything. They're pretty good. And I've watched some of his fights. He's not bad. So I really do think this actually take place mostly on the feet. But I think that Ian Machado Garry. I'm gonna stop saying Machado. I just hate that. Ian Garry is going to. I think he's gonna. I'm pretty good on my predictions this year. Carlos Prates knockout.
What was that? Did you catch that?
What happened?
You did this.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking about the. I was
I've
like,
been pretty good on my predictions this year.
My predictions haven't been too bad, actually.
anyway, fucking. I'm gonna go through.
What is this?
That's what the Rizzler does. He does that fucking.
It doesn't quite like that.
Anyway, whatever. I'm gonna go with.
Is that some backwoods
Carlos Prates is gonna win by knockout. That's my prediction. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's what I'm gonna go with. I don't know what round. I don't know, man. The vibes are there. Also, I don't know. Like when I read vibes going into, I know it's not always right. He's been on fire for me. I know not everybody else is seeing it, but locally with like Kansas City, the people, the culture, everything that I've seen from him this week, obviously, because I'm from the area, for whatever reason, it's probably on my feed like crazy. Going to Royals games, taking pictures of Royals players, taking pictures of Royals fans, meeting that kid with cancer, and give him a jacket, making him an honorary member of the Fighting Nerds. Also, that kid not kid, he's a grown adult. The grown adult bringing him a pack of cigarettes. Irony there. Sorry, that's bad, but that's fucking. That's what I'm saying. A fucking cancer bringing him.
That sounds pretty on par for Kansas City.
Yeah, but anyway, just the vibes. I'm riding with Carlos Prates, but it would not at all shock me if Ian Machado Garry, honestly, even won by knockout. I'm just really looking forward to this one. I'm having a hard time making predictions for some of these fights because I just want to fucking see them, man. I can't wait. Like I'm 100% there as a fan. This fight, I'm like a lot of fights I watch as a fan, but I also watch as like a podcaster. So like making notes in my head what to talk about. I am 100% there this weekend as a fan, so I'm ready for this fight. But I'm official prediction: Carlos Prates knockout. We're gonna go with that. Squared, what do you got on that, man?
Yeah. So I'm in agreement with the idea that this could very easily end up being kind of like a boring fight, which I really hope is not the case. I hope both these guys put out their striking skills and make it a fun one.
Both these guys,
both these goys go and make it. Both these guys go out and make it a fun one. But the thing with me is I think that Ian's just a little more technical in the striking. I do think that Carlos is more dangerous, so he does have that going for him, and definitely has a pretty simple path to victory in that regard. But on the other hand, and this is what makes me think this could be a boring fight, is if Ian ever does find himself in positions where he might be in trouble, he's just going to fight him the same way he fought MVP and just cage clinch his ass till the bell rings. Really hope that's not the case. I hope for your sake also that that's not what you spent your money watching.
I'll probably be three shits. I'll probably be 3 shits to the win by that point. And also 3 sheets to the win at that. No, I'm really over. But I'll tell you right now, if the first round goes any sort of way, I'm just gonna start fucking.
I thought you were gonna say I'll probably be 3 shits deep at that point.
I might be. I was thinking about getting some spicy food.
Kansas City arena, just getting blown.
He's fucking at the event watching the fights on ESPN Plus.
Just sitting there, fucking blowing up the bathroom. Oh my god.
Knuckles will be the guy on the jumbotron who's got the toilet paper hanging out of the back of his pants. But yeah, he could easily. I don't want to say easily, but we haven't really seen that somebody bring that approach to Carlos. Maybe he can handle that and pull it out and get a win that way. But I'm just going to go off what we've seen from both of these guys and say that that's a possibility for Ian if he's even required to go to that method, that game plan. Yeah. So I'm going to pick Ian by a decision. Cool.
All right. What's up next? Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're muted. I don't know if you're muted now.
Don't know how that happened. Anthony Smith versus
Ming Yang Zhang.
Ming Yang. Sure. Sounds right. Zhang Mingyang, probably Mingyang. Zhang
Ming Yang
Mingyang.
Zhang. I just said it, but okay.
Zhang Weili.
Okay.
Comedic.
Anthony Smith versus Mingyang Zhang. If that's wrong, Knuckles, I'm gonna give you so much shit.
That's how Errol Hawani says it. So Errol Hawani.
So, his name is Earl.
Earl Hawani.
Well, it's Anthony Smith's retirement fight. Ming Yang is a stud so far in the UFC. He looks like a Russian, but he's Chinese. Just the facial structure literally looks like Ivan Drago. But it's like I said, Anthony Smith's retirement fight. He's 36 versus Ming Yang. He's 26. Anthony Smith has a 1 foot height advantage and a half-inch reach advantage. Nothing really crazy there. They're very
A 1 foot. You said a 1 foot height advantage.
1 inch, meant 1 inch.
I was like, oh shit.
1 inch height advantage, half-inch reach advantage.
I need to find a girl like him. Confuses inches with feet like that.
I was just testing you guys. I'm keeping you on your toes. Good catch.
I'm listening.
You pass. So yeah, Anthony Smith is 38-21, which is just crazy. And then Ming Yang is 18-6. Don't really have much to cook on. I just think it's not going to be Anthony Smith's day. It's going to be another one that we've seen here recently. Hate that for him, but I mean, he just hasn't looked good. He looks old. He looks slow. Gets tired. We'll see if he makes weight. And he's already looked bad going into fights contemplating retirement. Now that he knows he's going to retire, like, I don't know. I'm happy for him that he's catching a paycheck and, going off to the sunset. Hopefully he can get it done. I really would love to see him do it. I just don't think he will. Ming Yang. Knuckles, what's up?
I mean, like, we know what's going to happen there. There's potential that it could be like a Vitor Petrino situation where Anthony could somehow, some way get a cool ass submission, and that'd be awesome. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for Anthony Smith to win because Ming Yang is 26 at light heavyweight, so he's got a fucking eternity to fight in that weight class. And Anthony Smith, this is the last fight, so my hope, and obviously, like me and you, Max, we've been watching him forever, are fans of him. And he doesn't live too far. He lives just right down the road from Kansas City. Omaha's like 3.5, 4 hours away from Kansas City. So like he's
right down the road.
I mean, it's literally on the same interstate. Like if you go up the main.
All right.
Nashville and Mobile is right down the road. Yeah. Mobile, Alabama.
Anyway,
right
shut the fuck up. Anyway, so what I was saying though is that I'm really hoping for that, and it could happen. Will it happen? No. To like be a little bit more, because I'm trying to break these fights down a little bit more and stuff. One thing that Anthony Smith has obviously here is experience, also high level experience, because the only people Ming Yang Zhang has fought in the UFC is Ozzy Diaz. We saw Ozzy Diaz in his last fight. I think he scraped at a win, maybe, or barely lost, one of the two. Brenton Ribeiro, who's not bad. And then Tokos. Is that Tuco Tokos or whatever the fuck, George Tokos? I don't even know who the fuck that is. And that wasn't even in the UFC. That wasn't even.
I think it's Tokos because everybody makes his name because of that.
Yeah, it is Tuco. It's Tuco Tokos. That's what it is. Yeah. So we're talking about.
I'm fucking with you, Knuckles.
No, I'm not. I didn't even hear what you said. I'm sitting here just thinking about his competition. His competition's ass, but he's a killer. We've seen what he does. Anthony Smith's probably going to get knocked out in the first round. Just depends on if he gives up. Also, if there was ever a fucking time in a fight for Lionheart to make an appearance, because it does happen very, 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 very seldom. I mean, I'm talking like one out of like every, he's fought like 50 times. One out of every probably it's happened like 3 times in his career where Lionheart's came out.
I think
that's worthy of a nickname.
I think this is literally his 60th fight.
Yeah, there you go, 60. Like there's been very, very few times. Vitor Petrino fight, Lionheart kind of came out in that. You know,
The first,
Ryan Spann Ryan Spann. Um, he beat the shit out of Jimmy Cruz. Oh, also his Alexander Gustafsson fight where he beat the fuck out of Alex Gustafsson. That was impressive. Also, shout out to him not taking the DQ win over John Jones. That's
I'd say that was
good.
kind of a Lionheart moment.
Yeah. So I mean, let's fucking let's let's see the vintage Lionheart come out and beat this dude. I mean, we've seen it. He's beat Shogun Hua, Volkan Ozdemir, Alex Gustafsson. We've seen him beat good guys. See it one more time. That's what I hope for, but it's not going to happen. Ming Yang Zhang, TKO, probably just going to pressure him and overwhelm him, and Anthony's going to fold, man. Yeah, Squared, what do you got on that one, man?
Not a whole lot to add to that. In full agreement with y'all. Would be really cool to see Alex Smith. Yeah, whatever. It'd be cool to see him go out on top.
Alex Smith, the football quarterback.
Alex Smith in the octagon?
Come back from that brutal leg injury. No. It'd be cool to see him go out in a W, but I just doubt he's as hungry as Ming Yang. I don't mean to downplay. Maybe he's got a hunger to, end his career on a high note, but I don't think that trumps the hunger of just a contender. So yeah, give me the Yang Gang. Tag me in on the Yang Gang.
I'm done.
Yeah,
it's been real.
I'm gonna say by a finish, probably like a TKO, whatever round. I don't know. Second. Throw that out there.
All right.
Next fight.
And then goes back to the 49ers and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, sorry. Next fight up is going to be Giga Chadkadze versus David Onama. Giga Chadkadze is 15-4 in MMA. David Onama is 13-2. Age gap of 36 to 30. Giga is 36. Giga does have 3 inches of height advantage. They have the same reach, weirdly enough. David Onama's got weirdly long arms. I don't know. This one's a tough one too because David Onama, though he's won a lot in UFC, he's been very kind of just depends on which one you get. And I mean, like you said, he has some fun scraps no matter what, really. He's just a hard book to read, I would say. That being said, Giga Chikadze is 36. He's getting old. We know how that goes for a lot of people in the featherweight division. Volk is kind of showing that age is not that important, but it's also Volk and not Giga Chikadze. Volk is top 2 or 3 featherweights in history, so it's a little different there. Looking at this one, man, honestly, like, call me crazy. Give me David Onama. We saw him lost in his debut to Mason Jones, which is not aging great, but we also saw him beat the dog shit out of Nate Landwehr for a round and a half and then just get tired and lost because he got tired. I think he just got the youth to win. I mean, Giga, I like Giga, I do. I wish he wouldn't have gotten hurt and been able to fight more times in the UFC, but I mean, hell, this has got to be one of his last fights, you would think, because dude's 36 in the featherweight division. Like, that clock is running out. I think he just kind of missed too much of his prime being hurt. And I think David Onama is going to show up for this one. Michaels, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I see what you're saying, but I don't agree personally. I think that David Onama's good, but I think he's really – and I like watching him fight because he's always in fun scraps, but I just think he's a little bit overblown. I think his talent level is a little bit overblown because they sold him as a guy who is supposed to be where Lerone Murphy is now. That's the ticket that was sold on him, was that he was supposed to be this guy that was going to come up, be just this killer, this guy that was going to run, make a run in the division. And like I said, Lerone Murphy was the comparison, is what I saw a lot of people say. Obviously, they came into the UFC around the same time, and Lerone is where he is, and Onama is where he is, and there's multiple reasons for that. Namely, that Onama's fight style just It's either he's going to gas, and he's always in just scraps, dude. He's in wars. I don't feel like he's technical enough to be able to fight someone like Giga, who is very extremely technical. Now, Giga did get overwhelmed by a scrappy brawler in Calvin Cater, but that's just because Calvin Cater that's the best I've ever seen Calvin Cater look. That dude just fucking started throwing elbows and cutting him up inside. And I don't see David Onaba being able to do that. I think Giga's going to keep him a distance, especially with that thing he calls the Giga kick, which is just essentially a body kick. It's just a body kick to the liver. Like, I mean, it mainly like the impact point is mostly on the liver. That's because he's trying to shut down people. So you could call it the boss root kick. Is what he's doing. He's trying to kill people's livers. But yeah, I got Chadkadze. I don't know if it's gonna be a TKO. I could see a decision. It's 3 rounds. I think he's just gonna kind of kick the shit out of Onama's body. And I've seen Onama fight, and he for some reason doesn't read his opponents before he fights, and he just kind of fights and doesn't really like play against their weaknesses and kind of lets them take their strengths and use it against them. And Giga's a guy you don't want to let that happen against, especially with that dangerous body kick he has and his ability to just keep it. I don't know, like his fight against Bruce Leroy wasn't the greatest showing that I've ever seen in Giga, but I think that he'll look better against Onama here, and I think he'll take a decision win. So I'm going to go with Giga Chikadze, just more technical, but I could see Onama stealing around. What about you, Square?
So I guess I'm coming in for the tiebreaker on this one, and I'm glad you brought up the Giga kick because I think the Giga is going to come back. I said that kind of weird. Anyways, I think he's going to come back and
what now?
That's not the part I said weird, but I see your point. I think fuck, now I got to figure out a different way to say it. I think he's going to make a good return this weekend in Kansas City. That Giga, I like to call it Giga because it's a Giga Chad move to just kick the shit out of someone's body like that. The Giga kick. I think it's gonna be important, especially if Onama finds himself kind of gassing and he starts landing that kick to the body. That can do some serious damage. And I'm little specific prediction. I think he's going to finish him with it in the 3rd round. Onama's going to have already blown his load. Again, I just said something crazy. He's going to have blown his load probably 2 times over at that point. And he's going to catch one of those, and it's just going to curl him up, and he's going to look like a dead spider.
He's going to blow 2 loads?
He's gonna, you know what a dead spiders, the way they like all their legs just do that? Yeah, he's going to, and then the fight's going to be over. That's my prediction. Giga kick, 3rd round.
Fun fact, David Onama is one of the only hometown fighters here. I think he trains out of Kansas City. I don't know if he's actually from Kansas City, but he trains. Right, yeah. But like I think that's where I think he lives in Kansas City now. Also, I met him at the last UFC Kansas City. He is a lot smaller than I thought he was. Like I met the man and I was like, this man is tiny. I was like, this guy is tiny. How tall is he?
5'9".
Remember, I think with the last time we talked about it, there's no fucking way that guy's 5'9". There's just no way.
His reach is the same as Giga's.
He just doesn't look big. Like he looks so fucking small. Like, dude, when I met him, I don't think he weighed 155 pounds. Like he was tiny. I was like,
he's got those Wilt from Foster's Home arms.
Yeah. There you go. Let's talk about the next one. This one.
Chamberlain. That's the reference.
That, yeah.
Yeah, so the next fight is a fucking banger. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. They're both got some history in the UFC. Michel Pereira obviously has more. Michel is 31-12. Seems to fucking love Kansas City for some reason. Abus Magomedov is 27-6-1. Some of those wins are probably to guys that are like 2 and 50,000. 31 age-wise for Pereira and 34 for Magomedov. Michel Pereira is 6'1", Abus is 6'2", and Abus surprisingly has a 5-inch reach advantage. Michel's got those stubby arms, I guess. That being said, it's a good fight. Abus has looked good in his UFC career so far. He's fought in a few times. Lost to Sean Strickland, lost to Brawlio. Beat some guys. He beat our Sweet King, the Hulk. Michelle Pereira has been around the block and then back around the block a couple times, and he's still only 31. That being said, I think honestly, like, call me crazy, I think Michelle Pereira wins. I think if you look at the guys that Abus has beaten, like, they're okay. And like I said, I rate Bruno Ferreira pretty high, but he's not a wrestler and he just got wrestled. So they put him up against Sean Strickland short notice. He got the brakes beat off of him. I don't know. I just don't buy into the hype. He's not Islam. He's not.
Well, he's from Germany, just to
Yeah.
be fair. He's not. I was gonna say, well,
He's from Dagestan. And he moved.
sorry,
to
Squared. He lives in Germany. There we go.
Germany. He grew up a lot of his life in Germany, yes, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to get it done against Michelle Pereira. Michelle Pereira has finally learned to wisely use the capoeira. He puts it away, uses it sometimes, but a lot of the shit he succeeds in now is just technical striking. Like, he looks pretty fucking good in the octagon. Like I said, he's only 31, so the dude's still young, especially for the middleweight division. So maybe Michelle Pereira, I like that. Probably my most confident pick thus far, except for Anthony Smith losing, unfortunately. Knuckles, what do you think?
Man, this is honestly this is gonna be on. I think this might be fight of the night, man, because these are two dudes that just fuck, dude. They just fuck. They just fuck. No, I'm just kidding. No, they just. I was gonna say they just fucking.
Talking about tonight, dude.
It's a different effort.
I was going to say they just fucking throw, and then I paused at the wrong time, and I was like, oh shit, I just got to make the joke work. So I'm just gonna say they fuck, but no, I paused. No, they throw, man. They throw hard. Dude, but that's the thing that they, as Squared like to say about Onama, both the dudes just kind of blow their load early a little bit, you know. So I think that first round is going to be absolute chaos.
The algorithm's going to love this episode.
It's better than the last one where we said some things that, you know.
Where you said some things?
So no, but first round is going to be insane. First round is going to be fucking nuts. Knuckin' Futz. Anyway, I'm thinking of Dickie Roberts. So you guys are too young for that. I forget about that. Anyway, give me Michelle Pereira. They both could gas though. Fuck, because they both do gas. I don't know, man. Yeah, give me Michelle Pereira. Because I just think he's the better fighter. I think Abus is good. I think he's a pretty decent fighter. Because he's only lost what? He's lost 2 or 3 times in the UFC, and it's been to Brawlio Strickland, I think.
Yeah.
That's two like not terrible losses to have. Pereira, obviously, he's
losses to have. Sean Strickland won the fucking championship, so.
Right. Well, and also, if we're talking about losses, Michelle Pereira lost to the GOAT, Diego Sanchez. So, I mean, if we're talking technically, he lost. But,
yeah, I mean, but to be fair, Abus is only 3-2 in the UFC.
That is true. He's not got a lot of fights. He beat Warley Alves.
Alves, Dustin Stoltzfus, which, I mean, I think Knuckles you could probably get there and beat him on a good night.
Bruno Ferreira is his best win. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I'm still gonna go Michelle. I'm gonna go Michelle, and I think whoever wins, it's gonna be like a TKO. It's gonna be fucking nasty, sloppy bullshit at the second or third round. Where
do you want to point that out?
Huh?
Abus,
What?
Does he have a finish?
A bus.
Oh, I guess never mind. He does have finishes.
He finished. He finished Stoltzfus in like fucking 20 seconds.
Yeah, 19 seconds.
Anyway, 19. Sorry. Anyway, Squared, what do you got on that,
man? Yeah, my prediction is Michelle by highly illegal backflip to the head of a grounded opponent. His favorite fucking move. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, I'm gonna pick him. Just because I think he's got the veteran experience. Not confident in this pick for all the reasons we've gone over. Abus is, his losses have been very understandable losses, but his wins have been kind of, okay. So this will be a really good proving ground for Abus, but I'm just not confident he'll be able to prove himself in this one. Give me Michelle by I don't know. Just Michelle by decision doesn't sound correct, so I'm going to say by a TKO. Yeah, I'll go with that. I won't say a certain round, but
You know what's insane to me is that I'm just now looking at their fight record numbers. Michelle has 43 fights in his career, and Avis is at 34.
Yeah, but like I
That's
said,
like
some of those
I didn't
guys,
realize these motherfuckers fought so much. Like, geez.
some of Abus's opponents are probably don't exist or
Right.
like 2-50.
remember that Ukrainian guy that came in and
Yes.
then like his
Just totally
record
lied
kept
about
on
it.
going down? That's like,
Yeah, didn't they kick it? Did they kick
I
him
think,
out?
I
Is that
think
what happened?
Abus fought him probably like 6 times. I don't know whatever happened to that guy.
Yeah, I think they kicked him out. I'm pretty sure.
No, they absolutely kicked his ass out because then he lost that fight.
Yeah, he was not good.
That was wild. I totally forgot about that. How was the UFC getting fucking scammed by some dork in Ukraine? And what was that, 2022?
Something like that.
Next fight is going to be Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. I think this is a good fight. Randy Brown, they've both been in the UFC for almost 10 years. The age gap is a little significant. Randy Brown's 34, Nicholas Dalby's 40. Very significant height and reach advantages for Randy Brown because he's a tall, lanky motherfucker. He's 6'2". Nicholas is 5'9". Randy's got a 78-inch reach to Dalby's 74.5. So a 3.5 reach advantage too. I think Randy Brown wins this pretty easily, honestly. I know Dalby's a dog. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's a monster. He can put it together. But he's also 40 years old. Randy Brown's younger. I wouldn't say he's really in his prime anymore, but he's closer to it than Dalby. And I know that's crazy to say because Dalby won 3 fights, I think just last year or the year before, and then most recently lost to Renat. But I just think Randy Brown's a little closer. I mean, hell, he was getting up there towards the top 5 until he lost to JDM, and he was doing well in that fight until he lost. And that dude's fighting for a title. So I think when you look at it like that, it's kind of just a lot of what we talked about tonight is just experience. And I know they both have experience, but I think Randy has a little more high level experience and a little more high level success. They've both been in the promotion for about a decade. It's kind of surprising they've never fought, honestly. But I'm excited to see it. Should be a banger. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is fight of the night. But I see Randy Brown winning by either just like a banger decision or maybe like round 3 TKO. Knuckles, what do you think?
Yeah, Randy Brown's gonna win because he's not Brazilian. So yeah.
Stole my joke, you asshole. Stole my joke.
Sorry, my bad. But no, I think what how can I put this? Randy Brown did not live up to, I think, the expectations that were put upon him when he came to the UFC because people were talking about him like he was a future title contender. So I think he has some of that in him, like that talent, just pure talent. And Dalby is more of like I'm just gonna fucking outwork you and bully you and try to beat you that way and just a workman like performance. And Randy Brown has found that workman like in him, that workhorse in him, and mixed it with his talent. And we saw that in the Brian Battle fight, which he lost, but did he lose it? And just in a lot of his fights, like like Max said with the JDM fight, he was doing good until he wasn't. And I think that's a lot of his fights. And I don't know if Nicholas Dalby presents the problems where like he's going to win the fight until he doesn't. I could see it looking a lot like the Brian Battle fight where Nicholas Dalby grinds it against the cage and tries to maybe like work him that away. But I just see Randy being able to outwork him at this point because I think that Randy Brown, I know 34, he's outside of his prime, but I really think he's finding his own in his own way, finding his niche in the sport and finding his way to win. So I'm going to go with Randy Brown by decision. I think it's going to be a solid fight. Yeah. Squared, what do you think on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a good one. I don't even know what to say after you stole my joke. Actually, you've left me speechless. You son of a bitch. No, but Dalby is 40 years old. I think time's catching up with him bit by bit. He still manages to go out, and we've seen it just over the last year or two, go out and put out impressive performances. But Randy Brown seems to be on, and I think Brian Battle was his last fight, correct?
Randy Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Battle was his last one. And I know that was a loss, but I also know that was like a pretty questionable. And I like Brian Battle, but that was a very questionable decision.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit, honestly. I'm going to say it. It was kind of bullshit is what it was. But yeah.
Yeah. So with that considered, I'd still say Randy is on a bit of a hot streak at the moment. And maybe he's even got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. And that can be both negative or positive. But I think he comes in and, kind of probably doesn't want to leave it to the judges. That's for sure. So he's going to come in hot, and I think he's going to get the W here. I would say probably by decision, even though I don't think he wants that.
I don't think Dalby. I was saying like Dalby gets finished a lot. So
yeah. Yep, that's all I got.
Cool. Last fight on the main card. We're kind of blowing through this thing. Good timing. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. I don't have a lot to cook on here. I mean, Andre Muniz is just not all that great, in my opinion, and Ikram is a stud. He's proven it. I mean, first off, Muniz hasn't fought since 2023 against Jung Young Park, and then lost to Paul Craig by KO, which is aging just terribly. I mean, if you're getting knocked out by fucking –
what do you know about that Scottish power?
I know that Paul Craig doesn't.
Paul Craig connects. Next thing you hear, bagpipes, baby.
That being said, Ikram hasn't fought since last summer in June and lost to Robert Whitaker. And he's only fought 2 other times in the UFC. Got pretty quick KOs against Phil Hawes and Worley Alves.
Phil Hawes was kind of piecing him up before he caught that brittle chin of his.
Dude, that fucking knockout still just like
honestly, like there's a lot of names you could have put in front of me for Ikram that I would have probably picked the other person, but this is just not the one. Andre Muniz is just not that good, man. He's probably gonna get cut after this fight, I would think. Dude's 36. He hasn't, like I said, he hasn't fought since 2023, and he won a decision. Before that, he got subbed and knocked out by Paul Craig in the same year. So, yeah, give me Ikram. I don't think it's a close fight. Maybe he gets tagged a couple times, but I really don't see it being a close fight. I think Ikram wins probably by KO in the first round at some point. Knuckles, what do you got?
Yeah, Ikram, man. I got Ikram in this one. I just think that Andre Muniz, his time has passed. I mean, he looked good at one point in time, the shit that he did to like Jacare. But again, talking about the Jacare, who was literally on his last leg, because people were talking about, oh, he subbed Jacare. Nobody does that because nobody had done it. And so, but
knocked out from bottom guard. So,
what I was going to say is that we're also talking about the Jacare that I think at that point was 43 or something like that. It was crazy. So I don't rate him as high as a lot of people did. I remember when journalists in the sport, named like highly touted journalists, thought that Andre Muniz would beat Robert Whitaker.
I'm trying to figure out how.
I don't know what they're trying to do here. Anyway, but,
We're old hands.
We've been
yeah,
playing
hey,
footsie this whole episode.
Yeah.
I do it with myself, but
Right now, our toes are doing this.
interlinked. Interlinked. No. But yeah, I just think that Ikram is better on the ground because just over. I think Andre is better with the submission threats, but we haven't seen that in a long time. And I think that Ikram is better at the overall like powerhouse grappling portion of it. Like he's going to wrestle him a little bit better. Use probably his sambo and wrestling background. I also think that Ikram's just better on the feet. And Andre doesn't present too much power on the feet, so Ikram doesn't have to worry about getting KO'd because I do think that they both have pretty questionable chins. I like Ikram a lot, but I think that his chin is a little bit. His head movement is what concerns me.
That twin wheat.
Anyway, but his chin.
He looks like he cuts a lot of fucking weight to get down to.
Well, I think his head movement is the problem. Like you guys said, because like Phil Hawes problem was that he didn't have a chin, but he had skill. He just didn't have a chin. So like he's getting pieced up, but he wasn't moving his fucking head. Same thing happened with Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker just shot a fucking uppercut up the middle, and Ikram was like, ooh! And Hamzat did the same fucking shit. Like, so it's like. Maybe Andre Muniz for the past 2 years has just been fucking pumping weight. Just no, but no. Anyway,
slide whistle ass.
But anyway,
that they made out of Ikram when Hamzat knocked him out when he hits him with the uppercut, and they make Ikram's head do like the Rock'em Sock'em robot thing.
That's great. I wish I would have seen that.
I gotta find that out too.
But yeah, unless Andre has like gotten God power. Give me Ikram by TKO in the first or second round. Second round, because I think Andre. Yeah, give me second round. We'll go with that. Squared. What do you got on that
one? Not a whole lot. I think Ikram takes this one, kind of as we were all alluding to. Ikram, I don't have a lot of confidence in him in most cases. Just because of seeing him get kind of doinked on a little bit by Phil before he caught his chin, and then no shame in losing to Robert Whitaker, especially on short notice. But there's just more to be seen from that guy. But in this fight against this, I mean, Muniz is not that old, but he's old. I thought he said he was like 35 or something.
36.
36. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, not like crazy old, but he's definitely up there. 35. A lot of his tires might be getting a little bald these days in the fight game. So yeah, just give me Ikram. I don't care how. Cool. I don't really have a prediction on that. If anything,
finish of some sort.
Yeah, some sort of finish. Some sort of TKO maybe, but
give me a second round crucifix elbows.
Hell yeah.
Calling it.
Also, wouldn't mind seeing Ikram go to a decision win and like seeing him just seeing more of them. Yeah. Essentially.
Second round.
We saw him fucking fight Worley. We saw him fight Worley Alvarez. Fucking Worley Alves. Come on, man.
If it's in the second round and this motherfucker gets a crucifix and starts raining elbows, I'm gonna lose my shit. But
dude, if you could find a sports book that like lets you bet specifics.
I mean, they're out there.
No, they exist. Brovada, I think, does.
Yeah.
I can't guess. But also, if this fight falls through, I'm going to fucking rage because this would be like the third time this fight's been canceled. I will find, and it's always, I think every single time it's been Andre Muniz' fight. I will find you, Andre. Look, Andre, I will find you. I will find you. Let Ikram fight a fucking fight. Also, to touch on what Max said real quick about this isn't the fight for Ikram, like to present himself. I think it's the fight that gets him right outside the top 15, which is what he needs. Because Andre was like I think Andre's like the 27th best, like 25 to 30th range best middleweight. So this will get him right outside that top 15, and then give him Bo Nickel next or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about I think the last one we're going to talk about.
Last one.
Chelsea Chandler. Let's no.
Yeah. Jimmy Flick and Matt Schnell. That's a good fight. Pretty similar in age. Schnell is 35, Flick's 34. Jimmy Flick is 1 inch shorter at 5'6", and 2 inches less of reach, 70 inches to 60 inches in favor of Schnell. This one is tricky, honestly. Like, not even because Jimmy Flick's been on our podcast. He's one of those guys that has shown flashes, but also shown very glaring weaknesses, just to be completely upfront and blunt about it. That being said, dude, like, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Schnell retire for like 5 minutes and then change his mind? Yeah.
Yeah, because after that nasty ass fucking Steve Erceg knockout, right? I think that's what it was.
He retired and came back. He is just losing fight after fight lately. I mean, he lost Cody Durden, which granted it's not a terrible loss. Lost to Erceg. Other than that, hadn't fought since 2022, where he got KO'd by Mateus Nicolau, and then he got KO'd by Sumaderji, and then woke up and then KO'd him. And then before that, got subbed by Brendan Royval. I mean, the guy, very, very inconsistent, and I mean, he's what? He's 2 and like 5 this decade. So I don't know, man. Call me crazy. I'm not trying to just be a homer. Promise I'm not. I really thought about it for a while. I think Flick can get it done, and I think Flick might put the final nail in the coffin that finally makes Schnell officially retire. Because, I mean, if you're losing to a guy, Schnell has fought a lot of top 15 dudes in his career. That's been a lot of his career is fighting those kind of fighters. And Jimmy Flick's not that, just to be honest. But I think Flick's got heart, and I think he's got determination. I don't think he's really close to retiring, which, granted, he did retire for a while, but that was nothing to do with fight-related stuff. It was more
that was.
I don't know, it was that union bullcrap. But give me Jimmy Flick by probably some crazy-ass submission. He'll probably get taken down, I think, but he'll probably like sneakily do it on purpose because Schnell is a wrestler. He does wrestle. And I think he probably gets put in a triangle because that's Jimmy Flick's best submission. He landed that crazy flying triangle on Cody Durden, who beat Schnell. So I know MMA math doesn't work like that, but and it was a crazy ass triangle. It was like a once in a lifetime flying triangle. But yeah, I think Jimmy Flick can get it done as long as he doesn't get tagged early. He's got to get the fight to the ground in some form or fashion because Schnell can crack for sure, and Jimmy Flick's chin has proven to be testy at best. So
Said testy.
Yeah, give me Flick by like first round triangle or armbar, I think. Knuckles, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah, man, I don't know. With Schnell, he likes to go to the ground a lot. He kind of relies on it sometimes. I mean, that's how he beat Sumadarji, because he does have a weak chin, and people have criticized Jimmy Flick's ability to stand on the feet and strike, and he doesn't have the best. I think his chin's better than Schnell's for sure, but he does get cracked quite a bit. But he has a solid chin because what's his fuck was tagging him and he still survived. Nate Maness. So I think what's going to happen is this might be one of those weird ass like two grapplers kickboxing type of match. You know what I'm saying? But I think what'll happen is Matt Schnell will get frustrated and try to maybe take it to the ground, which is the dumbest thing you could obviously do against Jimmy Flick. Because I do believe that Jimmy Flick, when we're talking about pure, when we're talking about just pure submission threat, he's the greatest in the flyweight division. I don't know if there's another fighter that's a greater submission threat in the division, because the difference between a lot of other fighters, Jimmy Flick is constantly hunting for a finish. All the other fighters are just fighting, maybe trying to cruise to a decision. Jimmy Flick is always hunting for a finish, always hunting for a finish. And I believe that will lead him to a victory on Saturday. I know that doing that can kind of be predictable because you can kind of see, like, you get in a position, oh shit, my arm's here or my neck's here. He's going to try to go for that. So you try to prevent that and maybe ride it out or whatever and get a dominant position, because Jimmy Flick's the old adage of they always say try to take a position over submission. He's the guy that says fuck position, I'm gonna take submission. So it could work to his detriment, but I don't think it will. I think in this fight, just
give him a twister, damn it.
Said
give him a twister, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I honestly I could see him just snap, like triangle's what I see. Yeah, I could see maybe Schnell even knocking him down and being dumb and being like, "Oh, I'm really good on the ground. I'm gonna follow him." And then Jimmy's like, "Oh, you're fucking stupid," and just triangle him. Like I could see it, or an arm, like low key. When's the last time we seen an arm bar? Give me like not, and I know low level MM, like unranked fighters, we see arm bars.
A lot of women arm bars.
I want to see an arm bar. I want to see a top 15 arm bar. I want to see like top 15, top 25 arm bar. We don't see that. We always see it in like the unranked people. We never see ranked fighters get arm bars or like right around ranked fighters. That's what I want. I don't think he's going to win by that, but that's what I want. Jimmy, if you see this, give me an arm bar, buddy. But anyway, I hope you win. That's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully I can run into him after the fights. That'd be awesome. Shout out Jimmy's from Oklahoma, not too far away. I think he lives just
right down the road.
Right down the road. I know he doesn't live too far from my sister, so shout out to her. But yeah, man, super excited to see the fight. Super cool that he's going to be in Kansas City. Awesome, man. So yeah, Squared, what do you guys say on that one,
man? To be honest, don't have a lot to say. But I'm riding with the boys. I'm flicking the bean this weekend. Give me Jimmy Flick. Yeah, I don't know. I just what's his name? Schnell. Hard to be confident in him ever getting a win. Doesn't take much to put him out. We know that. And we know that Jimmy Flick's not like, he's not some damn flyweight Ngannou or anything, but you don't need to be to put that man out. I say that. I don't think he's gonna knock him out, but it's possible.
Jimmy Flick's never had a knockout in his career, by the way.
Right. But
it's due.
Hey, Bryce Mitchell did. There
was ever a man that someone with pillow hands could knock out. We're looking at him with Schnell. As far as method of victory, I'm gonna say decision. I'm gonna say he gets a decision. But I do. Armbar does sound nice. You got me thinking about top 15 men's arm bars, and I know they're out there.
They don't exist. They don't exist.
I just can't think of any. I know, like, certainly there's had to have been one like
Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. I mean, that was technically a triangle arm bar.
Yeah, there's triangle arm bars kind of. What did Yair get Josh Emmett with? I know it was a triangle.
I think it was a triangle arm bar. I think it was a triangle arm bar.
Charles should have gotten Tony with.
That's one that I was thinking of, because I was thinking about the other day, how fucking nasty that was. I remember watching that in my butthole, just puckering up. I was like
waiting for the arm.
Also, Beneil, remember Beneil got him.
Yeah,
Beneil got him in an arm bar and almost fucking did too.
Beneil didn't finish him though. And
no,
Beneil got him in a.
It was the same thing. His arm was about to get pulled out.
Yeah, it was a heel hook. Y'all were thinking of a heel hook.
No. Beneil definitely hit the arm bar. 100%.
I thought Beneil had him in an arm bar too. I don't remember.
He definitely had him in a heel hook too.
Yeah, I think he had him both. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he had him in a nasty.
He had his knee like bent.
Yeah. Oh, Tony yelled, which I'm surprised the ref didn't stop it from that. He went like that.
Same thing with. I mean, he definitely had an arm bar. I remember it.
Ryan Hall got an arm bar but I mean I'm thinking like top. We're talking about like top level. I mean,
I'm gonna look up arm bars in the UFC.
Well, that Irish girl got one. That's the last one I can think, which I know doesn't apply to what we're talking about. But she armbarred that Indian girl.
Tatsuro Tyra got one.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm happy. Thank you.
Was that Chirez? Did he get it against Chirez?
Let me look. It was a triangle armbar though, so I mean a little different, but
I
it's
want to see
still
I want to see a straight I just want to see a straight up across the chest.
that
Donald
was
Cerrone got one.
against Jesus Aguilar. Well, he did get a straight up armbar against CJ Vergara in 2022.
Right. Donald Cerrone got one against Mike Perry that one time. That was a nasty
Long
fucking.
time ago.
Hold on, I gotta get my charger. Give me 1 second. And I gotta go to the bathroom.
I guess can I go ahead and close it out?
Oh yeah, we can go ahead and close it out. I think I got enough battery. So if I disappear, anyway, go ahead and close it out.
Well, appreciate everybody tuning in. It's been another fun episode. This one was a pretty quick one, honestly, for us. We're stoked on the card this weekend. A lot of big names on there. Our boy Knuckles will be there. If you're going, try to run into him. Hit him up on X at Knuckles_Stan. He'll be there and he'll be drinking plenty of beers, I'm sure. Gotta love it. He's a very tall man. It's hard to miss. Just look for a really tall ginger.
With fucking arms that fucking
Yeah.
cross the state.
Really tall ginger.
Look for the arm that's blocking your view of the octagon.
Yeah, that's probably, he will probably be one of the taller fans in the building, so he's hard to miss. He's a gentle giant, though. Go give him a big old hug. Again, yeah, a kiss.
For me.
Yeah. Kiss his beard. He likes that. Speaking from experience. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode. Knuckles, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, like Max said, man, run into me, guys. I'll be there. Hit me up on X. Like you said, at Knuckles_Stan. You can hit me up on Instagram. I think my handle on there.
Dilbo.
Dilbo94. Yeah, Dilbo94. DYLBEAU 94. Yeah. Hit me up on there. Don't message me on Facebook. That's weird. Just hit me up.
Oh, dude, I'm giving everybody your Facebook.
Oh shit! But anyway, hit me up on Instagram or X, or I mean, if you follow me on TikTok, I answer DMs on there too. If you want to hit me up, I got a little bit of a following on TikTok. But anyway, hit me up on those socials. I'll answer you. We can meet up.
I hope
maybe
have a drink together. Like just because of that.
I do have a lot of followers on TikTok.
I got you lunch. I will.
That's great. Anyway, but no, hit me up. Message me. We'll get a drink together. Shit, whatever. I might be hanging out after the fights, hitting the KCPNL, Kansas City Power and Light District, trying to talk with some fighters, fans, whatever. Just hanging out. Shit. Might even get yourself into a little. I might be recording some videos. Maybe get yourself into a video. So, yeah, just be super fun to run into you guys there. I'm gonna be there. Firstly, as a fan. Secondly, as a podcaster. That's just how I am. Obviously, I'm going to be doing podcast stuff too, but I'm going to be there as a fan. So if you just want to talk fights, I'm down. Take pictures, whatever. I've met, obviously, these fine gentlemen from X. I've met a few other people down in Nashville from X. I think I met one person the last time I was in Kansas City from X. I can't remember. But yeah, if you guys want to meet me, I'm down for it. I'm just ready, man. I'm ready. I'm counting the fucking seconds to this card, man. I'm ready. I cannot wait. This one, the last one was amazing because it was Holloway. I mean, still got the shirt from it, but it was Holloway versus Allen. That fight card was phenomenal. One of the better fight cards of 2023. I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty damn good. I have a feeling, man. So hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not there, also always drink responsibly. Cheers, everybody. This is non-alcoholic seltzer. There you go. Cheers. Squared. What do you got to say, man? Yeah.
The Pepsi.
I don't have a whole lot to say. Thank y'all for watching. Look forward to the fights this weekend. Knuckles, I'm very happy for you and maybe a little bit jealous. It depends on how these UFC Nashville fight announcements go, but already holding a little disdain towards you. It's okay. It's whatever. You have your two consecutive great cards. We'll get our shit. We'll get our shit little scraps. It's whatever.
Shit sandwich.
No problem.
Our wrestling matches.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, looking forward to it and looking forward to Knuckles having a good time. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. That's weird. I'm happy for you. I don't know.
I'll be wearing this.
I don't know what there's to be proud of. I'm proud that you can afford a UFC Kansas City ticket.
Yay!
But don't forget to follow us on all our social medias. X is at bench_burner. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything else at Bench Burner Sports. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. I probably should have said this at the start. Subscribe if you're not already. Drop a like, drop a comment on whatever platform you're on. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Agreements, disagreements, predictions, all that good stuff. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Oh, I'll be wearing a Kansas City hat, my John Silva shirt. I've decided I'm wearing the John Silva shirt, and probably some cargo shorts because that's just what the boy wears. So, yeah, look out for me. But anyway, appreciate you guys.
We'll also have a foxtail hanging out of the back of his pants. Don't ask where it's attached. Okay.
Pull on it. Pull on it. Exactly.